President of the United States proposes Golden Dome as a missile defense shield for the United States. Well, he says Israel has an Iron Dome. We have much more advanced technology, so we can do it much better, and he calls it a Golden Dome. Well, what exactly this Golden Dome is? In fact, this is nothing new. Even Trump himself said he is fulfilling what has actually begun 40 years ago under Ronald Reagan administration. Way back in 1983, Ronald Reagan proposed something similar. It was then called the Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI, popularly nicknamed as Star Wars. We might have heard about this. There were even films with this name called Star Wars. So what exactly is this, and why is Trump doing it, and what are the challenges that Trump may face? Trump began the wall, border wall, 8 years ago, and I don't think it was not yet been, it is not yet completed. So let me begin by explaining to you what is this Iron Dome. Iron Dome is like an umbrella protecting the entire country of United States. So there are three dimensions to this Golden Dome. One, a space-based monitoring system, especially using the satellites, which monitors every rocket, missile, or a projectile, or a drone that's coming towards the United States. So it constantly monitors every second, every minute, what is actually coming towards the United States. Then there are second as an interceptor network using the missiles both on the ground and in the sky. The moment something hostile was identified, was detected by the space-based sensor system, then the decision will be taken whether it is to be neutralized. So once a decision is taken to neutralize it, then or to jam it, to intercept it, you require missiles to do that. So missiles will be stationed both on the ground and in the sky to intercept and destroy the enemy targets that are intended to attack United States of America. Then there is a third aspect in the Golden Dome. The third aspect are the artificial command centers across the United States. This constantly analyzes the data that's being monitored and gives the commands to what to do and where to do and how to do. So therefore, the Golden Dome is a massive defense, air defense for the United States of America. We have seen how this air defense is crucial. We have seen in relation to Israel's Iron Dome. During the Middle East conflict, Israel's Iron Dome has shot down many missiles, rockets fired by Hezbollah, Houthis, and even Iranian missiles. Well, some of them might have escaped the Iron Dome defense system and entered into Israel, but Israel could largely prevent a missile attack or attack from air. We have seen recently in the Indo-Pak conflict how air defense really works. India's combination or multi-layer air defense using S-400, the Russian-made S-400 air defense, which is the most sophisticated, and also the indigenously made Akash missile defense. We have prevented Pakistan attack in almost with total precision. On the contrary, Indian Air Force has penetrated through Chinese-made air defense of Pakistan. We have seen how our BrahMos missile escaped the air defense of Pakistan and destroyed the Noor Khan air base near Rawalpindi. So this shows two things. In the modern warfare, Air Force plays a very, very critical role. In hundreds of years ago, during the time of kings fighting with each other, we were seen only ground-based invasion. Today, though the Army, Air Force, Navy operates with synergy, in fact, we have seen this, but still Air Force plays an important role in the modern warfare. So therefore, air defense becomes very, very critical for any nation. And secondly, the country requires this robust air defense system so that it protects against possible hostile attacks from multiple directions. So relatively, the Air Force, air defense, war in the skies is essentially very, very critical for a country's defense strategy. Therefore, nothing wrong in having a missile defense or an air defense. In fact, the United States, even today, when India has an air defense, can you imagine that the US will not have it? US already have the missile air defense, but Trump wants to elevate it to the level of a massive shield or massive dome, what he calls as the Golden Dome. Then comes the question, why is Trump thinking about this? Well, everybody knows the political psychology of Trump. Trump loves big things. Trump likes bold things. So big, bold are Trump's pet words. Besides business, Trump likes 3 Bs: bold, big, and business. For everything from defense to war, national security, foreign policy, everything means money for Trump. When he goes for a diplomatic visit to Qatar, he is interested in getting a plane gifted. So when he goes to Saudi Arabia, he is interested in his family business deals with Saudi Arabia. When he isolates India and Pakistan, he has family business deals with the Pakistan. So this is the character of Trump. When he intervenes to bring an end to the Russian-Ukraine war, he only thinks about the minerals deal and extracting and exploiting the rare earth metals of Ukraine. Well, in Pakistan, he also looks at the minerals. American delegation attended Pakistan Mineral Forum meeting also. When he talks about Greenland, he sees oil, gas, and minerals there. When he is concerned in Middle East, in Israel-Gaza war, is essentially the real estate. He wants to make Gaza a beautiful holiday resort. So therefore, even in this national security of the United States, Trump sees a business opportunity. In fact, he himself said, many are ready to pump in money. Who pumps in money in this? It is an investment or a big, big business opportunity for SpaceX, his friend Elon Musk. SpaceX has already expressed its interest to participate in this Golden Dome project by providing the services. Well, war military industrial complexes like Lockheed Martin and many other weapon companies are quite keen on getting a very big business opportunity from this. Then comes the next question, what are the challenges in it? Well, he talks about Israel, Iron Dome, but is there any comparison between Israel and the United States of America? So Israel is surrounded by hostile neighbors. It is engaged in multiple wars over decades. On the contrary, US is already unassailable power on the earth. Does it still require to equip itself? Well, is there any country in the neighborhood of the United States or even the distant far places which are ready to attack the United States of America? Well, no country can completely be oblivious to the possible security threats. but there is no imminent security threat to the United States of America that warrants such a huge investment to build a golden dome. So therefore, if you look at the security perception, there is no rationality for Trump to come out with such a big project, because the United States is unassailable even in the distant future. It spends more than any other country in the world on defense. I think what America spends on defense is equal to what the rest of the world spends on the United States. It is a big, big nuclear power. So there is no question of any imminent security threat to the United States for the Trump to think about such a highly capital intensive, expenditure intensive Golden Dome project. But Trump is still doing, because Trump wants that. Let me give you a comparison to understand what is the difference between an Iron Dome and a Golden Dome, which Trump now proposes. Israel's total area is 20,000 square kilometers. On the contrary, United States total area is 98 lakh square kilometers, 9.8 million, that's 98 lakh, which is essentially 490 times. A state like, among the 50 states in the United States, one state like New Jersey is as big as Israel. So look at the America's area is the third largest country in the world, next only to Russia and Canada. So what will be the technical and fiscal implications of building a missile defense similar to Israel, or even much more advanced than Israel, for a country which is 490 times bigger? So that is the major challenge. Well, Trump estimates the cost to be around 15 lakh crores, 170 billion. He estimates it to be 175 billion dollars. And in the present budget itself, he proposes $25 billion in the next bill itself. And every missile costs thousands of dollars. And it is a recurring expenditure too. So what United States is reeling under debt, its debt has touched $36 trillion when its GDP is $29 trillion. Well, there is no imminent economic threat to the United States, but certainly it is passing through a phase of very huge fiscal deficits. The federal deficit for America is around 6.9%. Debt far outstrips the GDP of the United States. Still, Trump wants to engage in such an exorbitant project. Well, when Ronald Reagan thought about it in 1983, that's a much inferior version. Still, there were designs, hundreds of crores of dollars were spent on creating models and designs. But the scientists have given it up. And apart from the fiscal and technical implications involved, there are geopolitics also. China has strongly expressed its opposition to the project. Russia has expressed its opposition, because this will lead to militarization of outer space. When United States builds a Golden Dome around it, will China keep quiet? Will Russia keep quiet? In fact, Russia and China feel much bigger threat from United States compared to the vice versa. So this will lead to massive militarization of outer space. The outer space also becomes chaotic. Outer space also becomes completely war-prone. So this has global implications for global peace and security. But still, Trump is Trump. Trump doesn't listen to anybody. He thinks a great, great brand building exercise in it. In a press conference, somebody asked him, did anybody suggest it to you? He said, I have suggested and they have agreed. So this Golden Dome is Trump's big brand making exercise. Well, Trump may get elevated, but the United States will certainly face a serious headwinds in the process.